That is what Dr. Doom tells the Avengers. And honestly, this might be one of the most important lines in Avengers, Doomsday. Because Doom isn't simply saying he's going to kill them. He's saying they are living stolen lives. But what does that actually mean? Who did they steal these lives from? And why does Doom believe they have to give them back? Because when you look at everything that has happened in the MCU, there is a pattern. The Avengers have changed time. They have reversed death. They have escaped their own destinies. They have created and interacted with alternate timelines. And now the multiverse is in chaos. Universes are colliding. Incursions are threatening reality. And reality itself is beginning to die. So is Dr. Doom blaming the Avengers for all of this? And if he is, what does he think he's going to do about it? To understand that, we need to go back to the beginning. Not the beginning of the Avengers, the beginning of Dr. Doom. Before he became one of Marvel's most terrifying villains, Victor Von Doom was a brilliant man. He was incredibly intelligent, he was ambitious, and he had an almost obsessive belief that he could solve problems other people couldn't. But Victor's life was filled with tragedy. He lost the people he loved. He lost the future he imagined for himself. And eventually, that pain completely changed him. Victor became Dr. Doom. But here's the important part. Doom doesn't see himself as a villain. He doesn't wake up every morning thinking,
I want to destroy everything.
Doom believes he is the person who can fix everything. He believes the world is broken because people are too weak, too emotional, and too afraid to make the difficult decisions. And Doom? He believes he's willing to make them. That's why Doom is so dangerous. Because in his mind, he's the hero of his own story. And that becomes extremely important when he looks at the Avengers. Because Doom doesn't necessarily see them as heroes. He sees them as people who have been making decisions they had no right to make. And eventually, he looks at their lives and believes they are stolen. What does stolen life mean? Think about what it means to steal something. You take something that belongs to someone else. You weren't supposed to have it. You weren't supposed to keep it. And eventually, someone comes to take it back. That's why Doom's second sentence is so important.
But now you must give them back.
Answer me, Victor! Did you do this?
Maybe Doom believes the Avengers have been living on borrowed time, because look at what they've done. Steve Rogers was supposed to lose everything. He lost Peggy. He lost his time. He sacrificed himself and woke up decades later in a world that wasn't his anymore. But then Endgame gave Steve something he thought he could never have. A way back. Steve traveled through time and eventually chose to stay in the past. He lived the life he never got to experience with Peggy. For Steve, it was finally the ending he deserved. But look at it from Doom's perspective. Steve was supposed to live one life. Instead, he changed the course of his own history. He took a future that wasn't supposed to exist and lived it. Was that life stolen? Maybe. And then we have someone even more complicated. Loki also plays a role in this because after He Who Remains is killed, the multiverse is allowed to expand freely, creating countless new timelines and realities. While Loki chooses to protect those timelines and give them a chance to exist, from Doom's perspective, this only gives the multiverse more opportunities for timelines to collide and cause incursions. So to Doom, Loki may not have intended to cause destruction, but his decision allowed the problem to grow, adding another piece to the multiversal chaos that Doom believes only he can fix. We shouldn't forget the snap too. Thanos snapped his fingers. Half of all life disappeared. 5 years passed. The survivors continued living. Some rebuilt their lives. Some never recovered. And then the Avengers found a way to change everything. They went back through time. They retrieved the Infinity Stones. And they brought everyone back. Billions of people returned. To us, that's a miracle. But imagine being Dr. Doom. You look at those billions of people. They were gone. They had been dead for 5 years. And the Avengers decided, no, we're bringing them back. From Doom's perspective, that's another example of humanity refusing to accept the consequences of its actions. They changed time. They changed fate. They reversed death. And every time they did, they interfered with reality. But then something even bigger happened. The multiverse began opening up. Once the MCU started dealing with alternate timelines and universes, the rules became much more complicated. Different versions of people began appearing. Different timelines existed. Different realities collided. And eventually, we learned about something terrifying. Incursions. One universe can collide with another. And when that happens, an entire reality can be destroyed. This is where Doom's argument becomes much more dangerous. Because maybe Doom isn't looking at one single event. Maybe he's looking at the entire chain of events. The Avengers changed time. The multiverse expanded. Heroes started crossing between realities. Variants began appearing. Different universes started interfering with each other. And now, reality is dying. Whether every single one of these events directly caused the incursions is still unknown, but Doom may see them as connected. To him, the multiverse has become unstable because people kept interfering with things they didn't understand, and now someone has to fix it. This is where his philosophy becomes terrifying, because Doom doesn't think the Avengers can solve this. He thinks they are part of the problem. The Avengers want to save everyone. Doom may believe that's impossible. There isn't enough reality left. There aren't enough universes. There may not be a way for everyone to survive, so someone has to make a choice. And Doom believes he should be the one making it. Think about how dangerous that is. If Doom believes the Avengers stole lives, then he believes he has the right to take those lives back. If Doom believes certain universes caused the destruction, he can decide those universes need to disappear. If Doom believes reality needs to be rebuilt, he'll rebuild it. But he won't rebuild it for everyone. He'll rebuild it according to his vision. And this is where the connection to Secret Wars becomes extremely interesting. But we'll dive into that in the next video. If you enjoyed this theory, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and check out our other Marvel content. There's a lot more coming, and trust me, you don't want to miss what happens next. See you in the next one.